Welcome back, everyone. We have a flurry of Social Security news at the federal and state level across the country. We'll be discussing it in today's video and talking about how it affects you. With that being said, let's get started and dive right in. But before we do, as always, make sure you guys do a couple things for me. Number one, give this video a tremendous thumbs up, smash a like button. I would appreciate that. And if you haven't already, make sure that you are subscribed to this channel. Click that big red button and have notifications turned on. We post videos every single solitary week with no exceptions and no excuses. The news changes so rapidly, so you're going to stay tuned and make sure that you are subscribed. Also, we'll be doing our next cash giveaway when we do hit 20,000 subscribers, and you'll have to be subscribed to be entered in that giveaway, so all the more reason. With that being said, let's get started and get right down to it. So first up on the docket, this is breaking news from the Social Security Administration, and it affects and is angering millions of people all over the country. And yes, it does affect you in your very area. The SSA has now said that it will not open its field offices for in-person appointments not until the spring. This will finally end a 2-year pandemic shutdown that has delayed services and created significant financial hardships for countless Americans nationwide. Many are saying too little too late, and this announcement is coming on the heels after mounting pressure from angry taxpayers and frustrated lawmakers. Who knows, if the people didn't speak up, the SSA might have not opened up their offices until next year. But acting commissioner of the SSA, Kilolo Kijakazi, finally announced this agreement with 3 labor unions to now staff more than 1,200 field offices across America. The acting commissioner sent an email to all SSA employees just last week. She said specifically, quote, "We are planning re-entry and the implementation of new telework schedules for most employees on March 30th, 2022. This date allows us to ensure that the necessary measures are in place to keep you and the public safe, is consistent with our union agreements, and gives us time to provide you with appropriate notice of return. We anticipate that field offices will restore increased in-person service to the public without an appointment in early April." But again, many are saying this should have been done last year. These offices have been sitting empty and vacant, collecting dust, but the new announcement does allow 45,000 staff members to finally return to in-person services. It's so sad to hear these horror stories. I'm sure you folks can testify to this. You have our great seniors who paid into the system for decades and counted on the SSA. Now they're calling the offices. They called a few dozen times. They can never get through. They sit on the phone for hours upon hours. They could sit on the phone for an entire day and they never get to speak to anyone. And so that's why they wanted in-person appointments, so that we don't have to go through this trouble. Let us know about your experiences attempting to reach your local SSA office. What happened? Were you able to get through right away, or did you have to wait for many hours? Did you have to try multiple times? Let us know down below in the comment section, and also let us know if you will now be taking advantage of these new in-person appointments due to these offices finally being occupied. Let us know down below in the comment section. We also have some Social Security breaking news at the state level. There has been legislation that lawmakers have been trying to push through in many states across the country. Fortunately, some of this legislation has been making headway, but a lot of it has been shot down completely. And yes, again, it does affect you and your money. So what is going on? Let's go to New Mexico, where a bill that would have done away with New Mexico's tax on Social Security benefits for middle and upper income residents has now faltered. This happened Tuesday at an initial public hearing, highlighting reluctance among many Democratic legislators. A state House panel declined to endorse legislation that would gradually eliminate the tax by 2026, stalling further consideration on a tie 4-4 vote with Democrats in opposition. Democratic State Representative Miguel Garcia of Albuquerque joined with 3 Republicans in support. And the Democratic governor of the state, Michelle Grisham, actually did endorse a tax cut in her State of the State speech earlier this month. Related bills from Democrats are awaiting their first vetting from the legislature. Now, it is worth noting that the state currently has a tax exemption on Social Security benefits on lower income residents. According to the estimates from state taxation officials, it was found that eliminating income tax on Social Security benefits would reduce annual general fund revenues by as much as $160 million by 2026. Now, are you in favor of cutting taxes on the upper class as well, or do you think these tax cuts should only be for the middle class? Let us know down below in the comment section. Republican lawmakers are more in favor of this tax bill, and they've actually sponsored this tax bill. They're saying it's necessary because of the growing inflationary pressures on household finances and the surging government income. Republicans also argue that should this bill pass, it would assist in retaining as well as attracting new retirees. Republican State Representative Gail Armstrong is in favor of the bill, and she said, quote, "I know there's a cost to it, and I realize that, but I think that in a time of pandemic and issues that we're facing with inflation, now is a time and the year when we have a plethora of money." There is certainly a dichotomy of opinion here and sentiment when it comes to this tax bill. Most of the Democrats on the other side are saying that it would drain the resources that are so necessary right now. Anti-poverty groups and advocates for childhood well-being said that the tax cut proposal ultimately threatens funding to essential services that help the poor. Several Democratic legislators raised similar concerns. Like Democratic State Representative Kay Bounqua of Albuquerque said, quote, "This for me is a question around equity and who needs the resources the most. I would love to see the money put into those who are younger and really have more resources for our families who are currently working." So you can certainly see here there is a difference of opinion. Which side are you on? Let us know down below in the comments. Now let's travel to the state of Nebraska, where their situation is the antithesis of New Mexico, and their bill is making great progress. A proposal to speed up the implementation of a tax cut for Social Security recipients has now cleared a key hurdle in the Nebraska legislature. Lawmakers there voted 42-0 to advance the bill in the first of 3 required votes. This bill would phase out Nebraska's tax on Social Security income by the year of 2025. Now, if you are a Nebraska resident, you might be wondering, well, wait a minute, didn't lawmakers already approve a bill that would exempt taxes? The fact is that they did. However, the bill that they adopted last year would have the phase-in much slower, and it wouldn't eliminate it until 2030. This faster phase-out was proposed after the state collected far more tax revenue than originally expected. This left the state of Nebraska with a general fund surplus of more than $412 million. Now, some lawmakers have questioned whether it's prudent to rely on state tax revenue that has surged in recent history. They're essentially arguing that tax collections were bolstered by federal pandemic stimulus payments into the economy. So you are seeing this dynamic here where if you live in a state that leans blue, perhaps you're not going to see these tax cuts. But if you do live in a more conservative red state, these tax cuts are having no issues making it through the state legislature. I'm curious which state you live in and if it favors retirees on Social Security benefits. Are you happy with your state? Are you dissatisfied? Let us know down below in the comment section. More news and updates are to follow suit. We'll check in and have our finger on the pulse in other states as new laws and rules are being implemented with the year of 2022. More updates are to come. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got value out of it. If you did, give it a tremendous thumbs up, smash the like button, maybe share it with a friend, get the word out. And if you want to see more content from the channel, of course, make sure that you are subscribed, click that big red button, and have notifications turned on. If you want to get some free stocks, all on me, all free, use the links down below in the description. Sign up with the brokerage platforms, Robinhood and or Webull. You'll actually get some free stocks, some of them valued up to thousands of dollars in some cases, so let us know what stocks you do get. And if you want to connect with me on social media outside of YouTube, I am on Instagram at Logan Cohn, LOGANKOHN, right there on your screen. Hope you folks enjoyed this one. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care for now.